And woke has to stop.
President Musk.
President Musk.
Then on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. Oh, he's in trouble. A nation led by competent people. A nation that we can be proud of. We're going to be so proud of our nation. And we will keep men out of women's sports.
Donald Trump just said that wokeness has to stop. And I have the most important parts from his speech on Turning Point USA. And we're also going to be talking about this YouTuber, David Pakman, who is trying to make people believe that Donald Trump is now Elon Musk's biggest enemy. And this whole topic of the whole thing about President Musk comes from this lady. It has become funny that she has TDS and she was continuously calling Elon Musk President Trump. And I'm going to show you the clips of that in a second. You can clearly see that she is having like a liberal meltdown and a severe case of TDS. But first, here we have this clip of Trump saying that wokeness has to stop.
And woke has to stop. Because along with everything else, it's destroying our country. We're going to stop woke. Woke is bullshit.
I mean, so basically, this is woke. Like, if you want to know what the definition of woke is, just look at this woman whose name is Rosa Loro, and she is actually a member of Congress. Isn't that a little bit embarrassing? Woke is BS in Trump's words. So for anybody who takes anything that this woman says seriously, I mean, come on. It is quite literally a joke. Here she is with her whole President Musk thing.
Now, all of a sudden, we have an outside influence who believes, I think he is president, and that's President Musk, who has not elected.
Okay. I mean, like, she's really trying to make a comparison. Like, the candidate who actually wasn't elected was Kamala Harris. She literally had no place as the Democrat nominee.
Has no authority and trying to really upend what the services are to the American people.
She looks like she literally, and I hate making fun of her appearances. I mean, if we just talk about the things that she said, is that President Musk, who has no authority, yes, everybody knows that he is somebody who is working for Donald Trump. We understand that. And actually, that's wrong, because at the end of the day, they're pretty much working for the American people. So Americans are just happy for this lady to be like, President Musk, like she's just going insane. Here she is again, President Musk.
President Musk
She looks wild.
told them
She looks like she's tweaking.
they got scared because President Musk.
Like, lady. Okay, going back to the part where I was going to make fun of her physical appearances, because how can you not? It just looks like she put a bowl on her head and then like cut it like this. Or like, I don't know, that she cut her own bangs. Being on Congress and you can't afford like a $50 haircut.
Told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know?
What does Elon Musk know? I mean, he's just the richest guy in the world. And he's only dominated basically every industry like Donald Trump. What does he know, right? Lady, give me a break. So here we have this guy, David. This is his opening statement of his YouTube video.
Donald Trump has started to publicly turn on Elon Musk, stunning the audience.
Is that right? Donald Trump is turning on Elon Musk in the audience. They were just stunned. Okay, David, are you talking about this audience of young people who were rushing to make a line, hoping that they would be able to get in? You're telling me that this enthusiastic audience of young people were like, oh, Donald Trump is turning on his best friend. No, this isn't high school drama. They aren't little girls. They're grown men who just want the best for our country, and they're working together to do so. And I'm going to show you the clip that David plays is just not really in line with reality of what Donald Trump actually said. If you listen to what Donald Trump says, he complimented Elon Musk. He thanks him. He tells him that he's doing an amazing job. And he also says that he likes to surround himself by intelligent people. So if I was Elon Musk and I was listening to that, I'd be like, wow, that was really nice. Thank you, friend. I wouldn't be like, how could you have said that I'm not president? Like, I think that Republicans live a little bit in reality to know, and Elon Musk and everybody, Donald Trump, to know that he's not president. It's literally just this lady who's like, President Musk, President Musk. And the people who are rushing to lines, look at these lines of Donald Trump's speech. It's amazing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. The line really does go all the way back. All these people who love Donald Trump, and they're not hoping and wishing for his downfall and just looking for something that they can manipulate to fit their agenda. Because if you listen to the speech, like, the one thing I have to say to David is, like, you have a really rough job to listen to that speech and be like, oh, this is horrible. How could Donald Trump have said this? Who wouldn't want America to be prosperous?
President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening.
You know, the audience reaction is not exactly convincing me that the audience buys it. Trump bringing this issue up again. Remember, he's not bothered by it. He doesn't care about this. It's not getting to him. Except, again, he brings it up and says, hey, guys, Elon can't be president. He wasn't born here.
And he got over 2,000 units. It's a lot. And they flooded it with Starlink, and it was so good. It saved a lot of lives.
I mean, in his clip, he's literally complimenting Elon Musk and Starlink.
So we want to thank him. But no, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Wow. God forbid that people have a sense of humor and aren't offended by literally everything. And then the other point that this guy made in his video was that Donald Trump was using a teleprompter. And it's like, he covered so many different points over the length of an hour, and it was still very natural. And many times he went off script, like when he was speaking to one of the sheriffs in the audience. I mean, how can you plan for that? How can you plan for seeing somebody in the audience? And I mean, he is just a natural. He is able to, like, there was a random sound in the background at one point, and he was like, oh, what's that sound? I'm not sure what that is. And he's just a very authentic person that he doesn't necessarily need the teleprompter. I think that the teleprompter is there just to help him remember all of the points to make sure that he doesn't miss anything. There's literally nothing wrong with having that. But like, you look at the other side of it, and Kamala Harris, when her teleprompter would go out, she would literally begin to make loops. She wouldn't make any sense. She didn't know how to act without a teleprompter. And yet Donald Trump is just a very likable guy. Look at this guy. I mean, he's just dancing. He's having a great time. How can you hate somebody that inspires and uplifts so many Americans? While people can understand, they're like, oh, it's fine if Donald Trump inspires you, but just know that he only cares about himself. This guy is almost like in his late 70s. He doesn't need to be doing this. Similar to Elon Musk, like I always hear Patrick Bet-David saying that he's not doing it for the money. Usually, like the wealthiest people, they don't do it for the money. They do it because they care. They do it because they're passionate. And I think that people don't understand that Donald Trump isn't just here like, oh, I need to make more money. Like, he literally gave away all the money that he made during his presidency because he didn't need it. Whereas Joe Biden, like, they're so corrupt that they're taking money from foreign governments because they need to pocket it because that's how they get paid. Donald Trump, I mean, everything he touches turns to gold. He just makes money naturally. It just happens because he's a passionate dude. Here he is. So we have Charlie Kirk, who has become very important. And I don't know if he's like one of the owners of Turning Point USA. Okay, so yes, he co-founded the organization in 2012 at 18. Wow, that's amazing. That's so beautiful. And Trump really does surround himself by intelligent people like Elon Musk. Again, he was complimenting Elon Musk. Everybody is really happy that they have such a great team together. Charlie Kirk posted, President Trump woke up at 4:30 a.m. on the East Coast, flew from Florida to Arizona, gave a historic 90-minute speech to 20,000 attendees at AmFest 2024, flies back to Florida, lands, takes meetings, calls, and planning his administration the entire day, and then is still the life of the party after 9 p.m. He is an absolute machine. And I also saw on a Joe Rogan podcast, they were talking about Donald Trump and how insane it was that they heard that one time on the night of the election, he didn't sleep for 72 hours. And then he came out at like 3 o'clock in the morning and gave a speech. I mean, the guy literally is a machine. Oh, okay, so here it is, this clip. I didn't even know that I had put it in here.
You want to hear something crazy? Trump, at the day of the election, Dana White told me he'd been up for 72 hours.
Unbelievable.
I go, how's that possible? He goes, dude, he's a freak. It's so weird. Well,
and then at the end of the clip, Joe Rogan is like, and just how amazing it was that he stood up and he's like, fight, fight, fight. Where is it? Here.
Shooting. He looked, he goes, no, stop. Fight.
Yeah.
Fight. Fight.
Dude,
I know, seriously, how do you get shot at and then tell Secret Service to let you stand up? Like I said, Donald Trump covered many important things during his speech, and one of the most important ones is right here.
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high schools.
Like, I just can't imagine probably being somebody like David and watching that and being like, oh, that's just horrible that they want to take out the LGBTQ plus teachings from elementary schools. Like, if you're somebody who believes that, like, I have serious questions for you. Like, why do you want to encourage the sexualization of young kids? Like, that's disgusting. I mean, that's literally a standing ovation. Everybody stands up. So I'm so curious as to what David was talking about when he was like, the crowd, I could really sense that they were just so shocked. They regretted their vote. Like, no, they're standing up and clapping for him. Thousands of people waiting outside to hear him speak.
And we will keep men out of women's sports. And that will likewise be done on day one. Should I do day one, day two, or day three? How about day one, right?
I mean, it's just beautiful because when he got up on stage at one point, it was towards the beginning, that he said that he's going to keep all of his promises. And I was just like, wow, how, like, when ever is there a politician that keeps their promises and says that the immigration and the sending illegal immigrants back is going to begin at like 2 p.m. on January 20th? When have you ever seen a politician so consistent, not just during his running this year, but also since 2018? Like, this, Donald Trump has been doing this for a long time, and he has been so consistent. Kamala Harris couldn't even be consistent within a few years that people even knew who she was. There's clips of her saying, oh, I'm pro-fracking. I'm not pro-fracking. Oh, we need to ban all guns. Oh no, like, I got a Glock in my Rari. And it's like, she is such a liar. I don't understand how people dislike Trump. And like, again, when David later on in his video, he's like, oh, Trump had a teleprompter. How do you put a funny skit like this on a teleprompter? He is just a natural. He is a marketing genius, and he's so good at what he does that when he calls Ted Cruz on the stage, he says that he's in trouble. He's funny. And people who get angry at Trump, literally, they just have no sense of humor.
You know, Ted's going to be going to a big event in a little while. Where's Ted Cruz? Is he here? He's here someplace. Ted? Ted? Oh, 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 he's in trouble. Oh.
I mean, it's almost like this guy had his own TV show at one point. He's like an improv king.
No, he was here. Oh, good.
I mean, it's just awesome. It's wholesome. It's great. And here he is saying, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This is actually the way that he started out his speech.
Well, hello, Arizona. It's great to be here. Nice to win the election. That's very nice to win. And I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. They don't say that too much anymore. We say it.
U.S. presidents at the beginning and end of their term. So Obama. So we had Patrick Bet-David. I just saw a video of him saying that this election, it wasn't the worst for Kamala as bad as it was for Barack Obama, because he at once was on the top of his game, but now he's like a retired sports person that everybody has basically forgotten. And especially how mean he was to Donald Trump is just kind of funny. And then of course you have Donald Trump before and after his term, and he's literally, it's just the same picture. That's so funny. But then the funniest part is that Joe Biden turns into Kamala Harris. Like, that's so funny. Like, the whole thing is supposed to be making fun of how they age, but then Joe Biden just aged into a woman. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the liberal society works. Trump is literally a guy who just inspires people to be happy and just dance and have fun. And yet, I wanted to mention another point that David brought up, because Donald Trump brought up the important topic of fentanyl and the border, not just our southern border, but also with Canada, and how that has also become a problem. And so this guy, David, says that Donald Trump, when he was talking about fentanyl, says that what he's going to do to solve it is that he's going to say, don't do it, pretty much. And he's like, companies like Dare have already tried that. And so, first of all, 2 points. David left out completely the part where Trump was talking about the border. He skipped that and then went just to the part where Donald Trump said that he is going to show the negative side effects of taking drugs. So let me show you how this guy is trying to manipulate the actual speech.
For dealing with the drug problem in the United States. I hope you're sitting down, because this is so mind-blowingly innovative that you won't believe it. Trump's idea is he's going to explain to people, drugs are bad, man. Drugs are bad.
We spend a lot of money, but it'll be a very small amount of money relatively. We're going to advertise how bad drugs are for you, how bad they are. They ruin your look, they ruin your face, they ruin your skin, and ruin your teeth. If you want to have horrible teeth, take a lot of fentanyl. If you want to have skin that looks so terrible, take fentanyl. We're going to show what these drugs are doing to you. Nobody's done that before, and we're going to do it. And that is, it's going to be like running a political campaign. Just
hey guys, drugs are bad, okay? Problem solved. No one has ever thought of it before, of course, other than the DARE program and sort of.
Okay, so why leave out the clip of Donald Trump talking about how devastating it has been that so many people have lost lives to fentanyl, and that there needs to be more media coverage of that. Basically, it was what Donald Trump is saying, especially when we live in a society that glorifies the use of drugs in our media. So it makes sense that to say, yes, those big media companies need to begin to change the way that they show drugs to the American people. Instead of showing all these cool party scenes and making it seem like fun and, oh, it's going to make you feel so good, maybe show their skin rotting. Maybe show their teeth like falling out. Maybe that would actually have a strong impact, especially when you can have an impact on the big tech and big media companies. And so, first of all, that was not a bad point for Donald Trump to make. Second of all, why did you also leave out the part where he's talking about the border? Don't you think that that is important and relevant? Or are you just trying to give your audience of almost 3 million followers just a one-sided view? Ultimately, what this election came down to was these two people. And it baffles me that that guy, and some people apparently, also prefer Kamala Harris. And if she would have won, I just cannot imagine her even participating in a speech like this or coming out and sharing what her plan is, because we all know that she never had a plan. And so while people like that YouTuber David and others try to knock Donald Trump and try to break apart everything that he says and all of his plans and all of his beliefs, it's like Kamala Harris doesn't even have a leg to stand on. Nobody knew what her policies were besides women's rights. And so while people are so hard on Donald Trump, they just wanted to give Kamala Harris a pass just because she's a woman, and they wanted her to be elected just because she's a woman. And it's like, that's not how things work. But regardless, I just feel really grateful for how things turned out. And so it is just kind of funny at the end of the day to see people like him try to find things wrong with what Donald Trump is doing, when ultimately he just really cares about our country. And you can tell that. So this was the part towards the end of his speech that I was listening to, and I was just like, I don't understand how you can listen to this and disagree, how you cannot get on board.
Clean and beautiful again, and we'll do it quickly. We'll teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools, and we're going to get it out of our schools very fast. I will defend religious liberty, I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms.
I mean, how can you listen to this and be like, oh, this guy is just he's such a bad man?
And after years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. We're going to protect our citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. It's going to stop. You're not going to have an invasion of our country any longer.
He also talked about Aurora. I live in Colorado. Aurora has been a big topic of discussion, and rightfully so, as somebody who has been there.
We'll stop in just a few very short weeks. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation again, a nation led by competent people, a nation that we can be proud of. We're going to be so proud of our nation. We already are. It's already happened. Remember
it is.
I said, there's new light all over the world, not just here. All over the world, everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. And will be filled with a thing called the American dream. You're going to have the American dream back.
I mean, this is what American people, we need. Somebody who can encourage us like this, and not just encourage us, but also take the right action. And why doesn't David include this in his little YouTube video? Because he wants to push this false narrative that Donald Trump is a bad guy. He's all of these horrible terms. He's racist, he's homophobic, he's Hitler, all of this stuff. Why? If he is the leader of your country, wouldn't you want him to do good? Wouldn't you want the best for everybody in our country? Because like Donald Trump even said in his speech, he also wants the liberals to. He wants them to get on board. He wants everybody. He wants our country to be united. And I think that that is beautiful. The messaging is just so wholesome. It is what we need. Please make sure that you're subscribed. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.